Okay, today we are going to talk about harvesting our needed components to turn this thing into a vertical axis turbine. Now, already sharing this project a little bit, people have already wanted to start the debate with me about, vertical axis turbines versus horizontal axis turbines. I want to clear this up right now. I'm not comparing the two. I already know vertical axis turbine sacrifices efficiency for simplicity. Perfect world, both turbines are made to the same spec, and they are both perfect. The blades are perfect, location's perfect, wind's perfect. The vertical axis turbine is not going to perform as well as the horizontal axis turbine. We already know that. I'm not questioning it. I'm just trying to do something that's simple and easy and to the point. So we're going to do that with this model, and here's where we start. Now, to begin with, this is a top-loading washing machine. I have not ever taken one of these apart, so it's going to be a little bit of an adventure. And the biggest thing is that there are some components that we want to make sure that we don't injure, that we don't break, and they're on the very bottom. That's our motor and our stator. We don't want those broken, so let's carefully remove those first. Okay, that's our rotor. Oh man, this thing's still full of water. That's gonna be yucky. Okay, so let's find us a couple tools. I've not ever dealt with one of these. That's an interesting rotor. It looks like the yeah, it's captive. Neat. Oh man. Usually I have a drill out here for this. No, I'm not going to bring the drill today. I won't need it. Suddenly I smell rotten eggs. I don't know if one of my batteries is over there cooking or this thing in here is just really foul. All these washing machines in my shop, it smells like someone came in and started a fresh load of laundry and turned it off while everything was still soaking wet and just dropped it on the floor. That pleasant mix between fetid water and Tide. One more. One that I got flying in the air right now. Oh, that smells like old rotten grease. All right. Carefully disconnect this. What's up? I meant to just cut the wires, but that works too. I am going to try and save. Let's go ahead and cut that off anyway. So, we've got our rotor. I don't think we'll need to keep that. That's just plastic anyway. Got our stator. Got our bolts. Let's move these out of the way. They can sit over there. Now the next thing that I want to get out of here is I want this bearing assembly. That's going to give us something to mount everything to. It looks like if I take that nut off, the drum will come out of the top. Well, let's see what happens. This is one of the important parts here. With the electronic components, I do suggest that you be careful with them, because if I can get this off. Nope, there it is. Look. Things like this. Let's point this back up to where we're working now. Things like this thing, you can sell that on eBay. That will pick up $20 or $30, if not more. Some of the controls on some of these turbines, some of the controllers on some of these washing machines, they'll sell for $100. So you can make back the money that you spent on the washing machine, and sometimes turn a profit. And now, I'll give you a fair word of warning that whenever you're doing that, you should look at everything as a loss, because sometimes people get the stuff and they say it doesn't work, whether it does or not. So it's a risk. It is potential hassle, and some people don't want to deal with that, and that's fine. I go ahead and I take that risk, because if it's broken, I owe them a refund. I do have all my ads set up to where they have to pay for their own return shipping, and that saves some hassle with the people who are going to claim it's broken, even if it's not. Let's get those clips loose. Be the control board, or the driver board for the motor. I can see little coils and stuff on it. This is another thing that sells for a few dollars. I don't know about how this one will work. I can tell you on the LG models, that white box that's located in the back corner of the machine, depending on the model, 70 or 80 bucks in profit. It's after shipping and after eBay's fees. Okay, so let's pick this monster back up. Ah. It's probably not going to come off easily, so we'll visit the solenoid bodies. Sometimes those pull a little bit of money too. Let's see. Pop those little clips off the back. See if we lift up. Oh, we got a ground wire here. Want to fight us? Sweet. Okay. Oh. That's heavier than it has any reason to be. Okay. Pull this clamp off this hose. And something I can say is that every one of these has been different. Whichever washing machine you're taking apart, you're probably going to have to experiment a little bit finding the best way to get it apart. Luckily, consider the task. If you're not putting it back together, you don't have to be super careful with how you get the thing apart. You see all the flakes that came off of it? That's old soap, old nastiness. More trash. Okay. Let's take another look at that nut on the bottom. Looks like it's big. Okay. Probably not gonna be so lucky as to be able to get it with this. Let's give it a shot. And it turns right off. Okay. So that's that. Can't tell if that's having any good. Stand it back up, try to lift from the top. Can't tell if that's having an impact in there at all. I guess could do it this way. See what happens. I expected more water to be oozing out of it. Rubber mallets. It's all plastic. Okay. So that's a hurdle I didn't expect. I think it's plastic. plastic. Okay, well, I'm gonna play with it still, and we'll see. But there's a chance that I might have to give up on this one and go to one of the front load washers. No, that's loose. Okay. We'll figure out how to get it off. There's got to be something bolting the metal cage to this. So we'll knock all this thing off and just see. Actually, let's just go ahead and hit it with a couple of hammers and see what's underneath it. Okay. Now, for the first time today, I knew where the tool was I wanted. There's all the water. Well, that's somewhat of a letdown. I can see how this works now. That this drum is going to be glued or cinched around. It is. Guess could have looked at that to begin with. So the drum goes around, is attached to this. Water fills the bottom. The motor turns this. It builds up pressure from moving the water around, and that's what's going to turn the drum. The water's going to get caught in all the little cavities and veins under here, and so forth and so on, but what it makes is this drum will not work. Okay, so I'm going to have to say that that's that for this video. I'll trim that down to where it's not quite so long. I've got another drum that we're going to see if it'll work with this motor. Man, that's a frustrating waste of time. Maybe. Maybe not. I might still be able to find a way to use this. We'll see. All right, stay tuned. We're going to come up with a different plan, and we'll pick this back up here in a couple days.